Watch the stream to make sure the stream is streaming on Twitch. Stream, Twitch. Come on. Reload. There it is. And we have it. Excellent. All right. And Dementia Radio now and recording in 3, 2, 1.
Recorded live on DementiaRadio.org, it's the Funny Music Podcast. Brought to you by TheFuMP.com, where you can download new free comedy songs twice a week. Now, here's your hosts, Devo Spice and the great Luke Ski.
Hey, Devo Spice!
Hey, Luke Ski!
What's going on this week?
We will have a pre-recorded interview coming up with Goodbye Charlemagne later in the show. I never heard back from Skip Briggs. We were supposed to have the writer of that song, Matthias, on the show, but something came up and he's not going to be able to join us. So it's just us tonight until the pre-recorded interview later.
Yay!
Welcome to episode 837 of the Funny Music Podcast for Thursday, July 2nd, 2026. Title of this week's episode is Truck Volleyball. All right. Let's get into it.
Let's get caught up with what Devo and Luke have been up to since last week. Or else Devo, if Luke bailed and didn't show up.
Hey, what?
Oh, he's right.
So, Luke, what you been up to?
Well, last Thursday, I recorded the FuMPCast.
Why is it not switching to you? It was switching to you earlier.
I am Luke, and I am now doing voice loud for hearing, so that thing will switch.
It's not switching. I'm going to pin you.
Okay.
I'm going to pin you good. All right, there you go.
Yeah, so, FuMPCast happened, and throughout that day, I had been kind of coughing up a lot of phlegm, and then the following morning, which is Friday, which is for me is like the Monday of my work week, I kept waking up throughout the night, and I woke up on my own at about like 8 in the morning, and I couldn't get back to sleep because of how crammed with mucus my sinuses were. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to urgent care because I can. And I went to urgent care, and he looked at me, and he said, yeah, you have a sinus infection. Here's a note saying that you should be away from work until the 30th, which meant 4 days. And I looked at my accumulated sick hours, ever since I became a regular mail handler, and it said 32 hours, which is 4 days.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yes, exactly. So, basically, I got to have a one-day work week by not having to work on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. Now, the downside of that is, of course, that I was dealing with a sinus infection, so as much as I'd like to think, like, oh, I can accomplish so much in all that time, I accomplished very little.
Yeah, I know how much those suck.
Yeah. I did manage to get some things done, none of the big things I wanted to get done. Well, big, I mean, it kind of depends. When I'm talking about big, I guess I mean, like, I still haven't gotten the June Patreon stuff done, except for, like, I drew up the postcards that were supposed to be sent to people, and I mailed 2 of them, and the third one, which is from a new person at that level, hasn't given me their address yet. So I have the postcard drawn and stamped. I'm just waiting for them to give me their address so I can drop it in the mail. But yeah, I tried to just get a lot of other stuff done and off of my plate so that I could focus on the other stuff. So then I went in for work, and I worked on Tuesday the 30th. There isn't much to tell, but if you want to play the thingy now, you can. And now, the continuing drama of Luke Ski's workplace. So, to use Star Wars as a way to explain it, I had a previous supervisor who was the main supervisor. I forgot what code name I came up with for her. But underneath her was Victoria, and then underneath Victoria was Star Fox. So basically, to use Star Wars as an analogy, it's like there's Obi-Wan Kenobi, who's a member of the Jedi Council. Then there's Anakin under him, who was a Jedi, and then there was Ahsoka under Anakin, who was a Padawan. So basically, the main supervisor disappeared. So we've had our Anakin and our Ahsoka, but we haven't had our Obi-Wan for a while. Well, this week apparently we got a new Obi-Wan.
Oh, okay.
And I hadn't come up with a name yet for her. Let me think. I kind of want to go with magenta, but that's too close to mascara. I want to make sure I don't get those two confused.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll do a different letter. Think of a good name that begins with a K that isn't Karen.
Kilroy?
Caroline. I'll go with Caroline. Caroline with a K. That's
Okay.
her.
And a silent 3.
Yes. So I show up to work on Tuesday, and holding in my hand is Now, I've already called in to the building, like the Friday morning I called in sick. I called into the building, the actual facility, and the person there told me to call a special, regional or national number to, enter, punch in, the information that I'm going to be gone for X number of days and how many hours so that their system has it. And then also they gave me a fax number to fax the medical information in so that they have a copy of that as well, so that it's all legit. So I was assuming that, well, they already have everything then. But just to be on the safe side, I brought the filled out form for the time off plus, stapled to the medical info. So I show up and I'm standing there and I see Caroline, who I have not yet met. She's just a person standing there with two of the other, with Star Fox and another fellow employee talking, and I have no idea who this person is. And then she looks at me, and she goes like with her finger, like the "come here" gesture. And since there were a couple people around me, I did the whole pointing to myself, like me, I'm the person you're gesturing to. And she nods her head yes. And I walk over and she says, "What's your name?" And I'm like, "Luke." And then she says, "Do you have any documentation for the days that you were gone just now?" And I'm like, "Yes, it's right here." And I'm assuming she asked me that because I was holding it right in front of me, unless she thought I was just bringing in random sheets of paper to carry around all day.
As you do.
So I show it to her. I'm like, "Yep, here it is." And she flips through it. She sees that it's from a doctor. She sees it's legit. She's like, "Okay," and she's like, do you need this back?" I'm like, "Well, if you can make a photocopy of it, that would be great." She's like, "All right, I'll do that." And then, me still not knowing what her position is. And then Star Fox, sets up what we're doing that day. And then when she gets done, I say to her, "Oh, by the way, I have this other thing here because on July 26th, which is a Sunday, yes, a Sunday, there is a thing happening out in Manhattan Beach, which is like a United States Postal Service career conference."
Mm-hmm.
So it was like $30 to register. So I registered for it, and I already knew that it was that Hank is going to approve it. So I basically turned it in, because it's me doing. It's not on work hours, but it is work related. So they're going to let me take the day off without giving me any crap about it. So that's nice. And I'm going to it because, one, maybe I'll actually get something out of it. Maybe I'll somehow figure out that there's another job I could do at the company that isn't the job I have that I could stand doing. I don't think that's very likely, but that's thing one. Thing two, going and hanging out at this hotel or whatever it is for a Saturday is better than going to my job.
Yeah.
So there's that. Number three, one of the things they were offering was free, some photographer is going to be there doing free headshot photos. So I'm like, "Oh, new headshot. Just be like, I'll have to find out if they'll let me do it in more than one look, because I'm going to show up there looking like, business casual, but I'm probably also going to bring, my Luke ski outfit. So if I can sneak, oh, by the way, can I get one wearing this, and hopefully they won't ask why, just so I can have, new nice looking headshots of me wearing that. So, and hopefully in the next month, I got a haircut, as those who are watching on video can see.
I can see, yes.
It's a little shorter than I liked it, or would have liked it to have been, but it's fine. It'll grow out by by next month and by the vacation I go on in September. So, but yeah, my hair kept getting in my eyes while I was working, and it was annoying. And plus, my head just makes so much sweat. Oh, it makes sweat. Oh, why did you mention sweat? Anyway, so yeah, and I guess there's food there and other stuff and blah blah blah. Plus, I also found out, well, it's a Sunday, so it might be closed, but it's just south of the airport, which is also right where the Mattel store is, the Mattel facilities. So it's like, I can go to the Mattel store again and hang out. Because they're going to be dropping their K-pop Demon Hunters stuff soon, so... But whatever. Anyway, so that's you know, for a future thing I'll do. You know, I'm still, you know, applying for other jobs and hoping to find a new full-time day job by the end of October, but, you know, it's a long process. So...
Yep.
I'm playing the long game, and I'll get a you know, day off work, a day where I don't have to go to work on a Sunday, which is the day mascara is usually there. So hooray for that. You know. Anyway, back to yeah. So the work day on Tuesday was generally fine. I mean, you know, I had to exert myself to some degree, which I didn't like, but. You know, whatever. It wasn't as it certainly could have been a lot worse. But when I had a chance to talk to Star Fox and say like, "Oh, well, who's this person?" and they're like, "Oh, they're the new Obi-Wan. They're the new main supervisor involved." So it's like, "Oh, okay." So from now on, when I have, it's, you know, I mean, I can still turn in forms or whatever, or talk to Star Fox and to Victoria, but when it comes to like being in charge of my whole general area, Caroline, that was the name I just said?
Yes.
Yeah, Caroline is the one who's in charge. So so that's good to know. And so thus far, I don't seem to have done anything to, you know, get on her bad side. I did see her like joking around with at least one of the other employees, you know, to some degree. So it's like, okay, now it's kind of like the waiting game, and I'm just going to continue to show up and do my job like a good boy, and hope that, you know, we find out that she's in some way, shape, or form a reasonable human being. You know, so we'll see. But yeah, and then the other thing I did, despite my illness, because actually here, I'll just go over here and grab it. So I found out, I knew that this was coming, but I didn't know exactly when, other than it would be before the 4th of July, and then Kalani looked it up and saw that, yes, it came out on the 30th, the day that I was working, so I couldn't have gone there that day. But, so the day after that, yesterday, July 1st, first I should mention, I got up in the morning and I had breakfast with Tony at Bob's Big Boy, because he happened to be in the area for technical reasons. Mm-hmm. But after that, I drove all the way out to Disneyland just so I could get this. Actually, I gotta hit the button on the thingy so I can see if I'm properly. Yeah, here we go. There it is. So Disney and in movie theaters too, but I think it mainly started with Disney. It started this whole thing with popcorn buckets, mm-hmm. and also drink sippers. And when they started off, like, things generally were bucket shaped, but the more they've gone on with this, the less and less bucket shaped these buckets have become.
I was gonna say that doesn't really look like a bucket, like you can put anything in it.
So the bucket part is on the back here.
By the way, for the people listening at home, this is Sam the Eagle with a red, white, and blue Patriot hat on.
Yes, standing at a podium with another red, white, and blue awning in front of it. So this is to celebrate America's 250th birthday. It's Sam the American Eagle from the Muppets as a popcorn bucket. So basically, and this one, most popcorn buckets, they're charging at least $35 for. He was only $20. So, I mean, he's a little smaller than most of them, but it's still just kind of...
He also doesn't function well as a bucket, so...
Yes. It's like, I have a Jabba the Hutt bucket that is relatively bucket shaped, and I've used it at parties to put like snacks and stuff into.
God, I wish relatively bucket shaped was the title of this week's episode.
When the Pixar movie Hoppers came out and I saw the little groundhog character, I'm like, oh, I see, they're moving to all bucket-shaped characters from now on. So yeah, because I haven't really giving a crap too much about that at all. I did get one of the sippers, which was a Magic Key member exclusive that looks like the Poison Llama vial from Emperor's New Groove. You know, because I'm like, holy crap, they're making Emperor's New Groove merchandise. Because after all these years, like, the people who grew up on that movie are finally, you know, old enough to have money or old enough to be employees at Disney to say, hey, Emperor's New Groove, we need to get on this. It's been 20 years, you know? So, anyway, I also used that opportunity to hit some of the other shops in downtown Disney, one of which had Muppet merchandise, because with the launching of Rock and Roller Coaster out in Florida, they finally are kind of making, you know, some good t-shirts and dolls and other stuff, you know, for the Muppets, which has been super rare at the parks ever since Muppet Vision 3D left several years ago. So one of the things they had, which I bought, was a blue, relatively the same bluish as Sam the Eagle, that has him on it, and it says, like, you know, what's the word? Semi-quincentennial, you know, for the 250th. So it's like an official Sam the Eagle 250th of America shirt. And I'm like, cool, I'm getting that so that I can wear it at work on July 4th, because I have to work on July 4th.
Okay.
So, because they had Sam the Eagle doing a really cool, like, announcement thing, like, on Disney Parks social media about the popcorn bucket and some of the other stuff that they have going on. Like at California Adventure, they have Soarin' over America, like a new version of the Soarin' ride. So it just kind of dawned on me, with how crappy the world is, Sam the American Eagle is like the only public figure that I can hear them talk about how much they love America and take them 100% seriously. And know that they're entirely sincere. It's like this bird knows the source material and genuinely cares in a thoroughly non-ironic way, you know. So, you know, yeah. So basically, I was dragging. I felt so crappy, but I'm like, I had to get the bucket, because if I don't get it now, it'll be gone later, and I'll be mad.
Yeah. And
I literally have no idea when I'm going back to the parks, but when I go back there, whenever it is, like weeks from now, if they still have this for sale, I'm going to be angry, because I'm going to be like, God damn it! I didn't have to drag myself out while I was sick just to get the bucket then. I could have waited till now to get it, but whatever. At least I got the cool shirt. But yeah, I've just been, you know, playing a lot of Minecraft with Alex and you know, trying to get myself to get some stuff done. In fact, the thing I was doing just before we hopped on is I sat down to finally start writing the intro thing I've been wanting to do for monthly Mixtape Madness on my Patreon. So I got it about half written, and I have notes on what I want the other half to be. I just got to finish it up, put it together, and if I have the mental clarity, maybe I'll try to at least get it recorded and edited tonight, even if I don't make the episode, because as I said, I haven't posted my June episode for animation and stuff yet. Carrie and I have recorded half of it, so she's the guest.
Okay.
And because of the way Carrie's life goes, sometimes she's like, oh, I have to go now. We'll have to record this another time. And I was kind of waiting around today, hoping that she'd want to record some more, but I guess she didn't feel up to it, because I think she's sick too now. So, anyway, so, you know, so I'm behind on that. Here's another question I want to ask you as a person who does a Patreon. So, like, the past couple of months, I've been either right at the end of the month or just over the end of the month, or both, in getting people their monthly stuff. Do you think people would be upset at me if I just said, hey, look, can we just skip June and say that this is the July content so that I can be caught up to the correct month? Or do you think they're going to be angry that they paid money for a month and didn't get specific content for that month?
I mean, I don't think that would be a problem as long as you don't make a habit of it.
Yeah.
You know, I think once in a while is fine. The other thing you may want to do is, like, pick a day, and that's the day you release your episodes. Whether it's the 25th of the month or something like that, or the 15th of the month, you know, just pick the day, and that's the day you're going to work on your episodes, and, you know, do that. That way it doesn't sneak up on you.
Yeah, it's like, there are times when the commitment of having, you know, a girlfriend in your life can be inconvenient, because, you know, they would prefer you make your schedule around them rather
Yes.
than, your Patreon, which is understandable.
What days off do you have?
Wednesday and Thursday.
Okay, so maybe like the last Wednesday of the month, plan to release your episodes.
That's also basically when I've been doing the monthly Zoom meetup, but I didn't do it because I was,
We'll do that on the second
still-
Wednesday of the month or something.
Yeah,
I don't know. Just plan it out so that it's a regular thing. Like I record a segment of The Insider every Wednesday. Once in a while I miss and I go to, I have to record it on Thursday. The last episode for June I actually didn't record until Friday. But that was I think that's the first time in a very long time that's happened. And then, every Friday I record Manic Mondays. If I can, I get it done on Friday night. If I can't, it has to go till Saturday, then fine. But that's my schedule generally. And then every Thursday I work on the outline for the FuMPCast. And every Monday I do the FuMP schedule. And,
Yeah.
So Tuesday is the only day I get a break, basically.
But yeah, that's basically everything I've been up to. So what have you been up to?
Well, I removed your pin and it didn't switch back to me, so I'm going to pin me now. So there I am. Hi. So despite the fact that Zoom is misbehaving, my bandwidth is good because we got fiber today.
Woo!
I'm so excited.
You're chock full of fiber.
Yeah, it's not fully working at 100% yet. Down here, I was only, I don't know if it's the weak signal, but I was only getting like 20 megabits down here. But upstairs, I was getting like 500, and it should be a gigabit. So we're gonna get a new router and see what's going on. Right now, I am on Ethernet, and I'm getting 100 megabits down, which is far more than I've ever gotten with Optimum. So. But it should be a gigabit again, and I know that's a gigabit switch upstairs, but it probably has like a bunch of ports that are 100 megabits, and I'm probably plugged into one of those. So it should just be a matter of like switching the plugs around to get me at a gigabit down here. But still, 100 megabits is more than enough for what I'm doing here. So I didn't want to mess with it tonight. But, so hopefully that's the end of the bandwidth breakdown posts on this podcast. I don't know if you've ever gone back and watched the video of past episodes, but whenever the bandwidth dies in such a way that the Zoom call drops so we don't have video, I still have the audio because I'm recording the audio locally, but there's no video. So for that blank section, I made a graphic that says this bandwidth breakdown is brought to you by Optimum, and I have the actual Optimum logo up on screen. So I've done that quite a bit. Hopefully I won't have to do that anymore. You have to put the Planet Networks website up. I got this. You might be interested in that. This is the special deluxe edition reissue of Sex Packets by Digital Underground, their debut album, the one with the Humpty Dance and Do What You Like and Freaks of the Industry and The Way We Swing and all these amazing songs. I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet, but I'm very much looking forward to it. Saturday I did some filming for my next film. I wasn't starring in it, I was directing it. This is the mockumentary that I'm working on. And I realized I had promised that my acting teacher, who runs a film festival in September, that this film would be ready for his comedy festival in September. And I was like, that's going to come up fast because that's like 8 weeks away. So I'm like, I should probably focus on this now. So I've started trying to get all my ducks in a row. I actually put out a casting call for the lead, and I already have a bunch of submissions. Looking for an Egyptian woman. I got several white blonde girls who think they can somehow play an Egyptian woman. No. Yeah. Where's the thing?
Strongly disagree.
Yeah. So that otherwise that's going pretty well. And I just put out a call on Facebook. I need somebody to film something for me of a quick shot of them at a dining room table with a fireplace in the background, and then just running, screaming away. And I already have a volunteer, so I'm going to see if I can work with them to get that shot done. And what else? Oh, speaking of headshots, Sunday I drove down to Point Pleasant to meet up with the woman who took my headshots previously, because she moved down south, and got all new headshots done. I don't have them back yet. She's still working on them, but I should have them soon, and then I'll have to update all my profiles on Actors Access and Backstage.com. And I will post them to my Instagram, and you'll get to see new headshots of me without my glasses.
Whee!
And the cool thing was, her studio was only a half an hour from Great Adventure, so I was like, well, I can't not go to the park while I'm down here, so I spent the rest of the day at Great Adventure. And Tuesday, I got a mini-sode of Manic Mondays posted for my Patreon backers. So if you're interested in such a thing, go to patreon.com/DevoSpice and sign up at the podcast level. The mini-sode, what I normally do is I play songs that are too short to play on the main episode, because a lot of artists are posting shorts that are either a minute and a half long or something like that. And I don't want you to play a lot of those on the main show, so I'm moving those to the mini-sodes. And I also find a couple more News of the Stupid stories. So it's literally just a shortened version of Manic Mondays. I try to post one of those every other week. So I got one done this week. All right, so that's it for me. Let me unpin me and see who it goes to. Oh, it's back to you. That's okay. It'll probably fix itself while we're playing Skip's song. So let's get into it, shall we? Here is Every Seagull Wants to Steal Your Lunch by Skip Briggs.
Welcome to the beach. It's fun in the sun, except for one thing. These rats with wings want to have yourself a picnic. Birds will squawk and act sadistic. Every seagull wants to steal your lunch. Every single time you reach for a snack, these pests will arrive. When you're on the coast, your dinner's now their dinner. You will never be the winner. Hungry seagulls come to steal your lunch. There's no place where these birds won't find you. Snatched your hand before you could choke it down. When they do, there'll be more behind you. Have fun on your vacation while feeding their migration. Tons of seagulls flock here for your lunch.
Wouldn't be too bad except for the fucking seagulls. I mean, I love all creatures like gophers and deerts and those things that fly and everything else, but seagulls, I got no time for those things.
3 o'clock, right there, look up!
Once you take a break from swimming, the whole shore will soon be brimming, packed with seagulls hungry for your lunch. No, you'll never, 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 never eat it. Those dumpster ducks aren't leaving. Starving seagulls will destroy your lunch. Bird-brained birds are bloody bastards. Every meal ends in disaster. Every seagull wants to steal your lunch.
We need to come up with a name for this phenomenon because we had 2 songs about seagulls in June. This was the second one. The other one being Strangling Seagulls in the Dark by Steve Goody.
Yeah.
And this happens periodically where just 2 songs, sometimes in a row, that are somehow related and we don't plan it.
Yeah.
All right, let's do some news.
This is the FuMP.
Let's not fight about Star Trek. I don't care which one is the best. This incessant need to rank and seed just makes me wanna scream.
Finish with some letters with some stuffing in the package. Better eat it quick and don't forget to place aboard the cabbage. Leftover pizza. Leftover time.
Stegosaurus, your silhouette is colossal. Out of all of the fossils, I dig you the most.
That's the Funny Music Project at thefump.com. THEFUMP.com.
'Cause I'm just the uncle, and my role is pretty clear. Dirty diapers and I'm out of here.
40.
Time for funny music news. Something, something, something.
In the news, Richard Cheese is releasing 3 new vinyl records. These are re-releases of Big Cheese Energy from 2021, License to Spill from 2017, and The Lounge Awakens from 2015. You can get all 3 on vinyl for $69. Available, I don't know if it's pre-order or if they're available now, but if they're not available now, they will be soon from richardcheese.com. Weird Al Yankovic has turned down a, quote, nice pile of money, unquote. Al was set to film a commercial for business-focused software that promised to improve productivity. And 2 weeks before they were set to film, he found out that the software was AI. And he backed out, saying, quote, I can't be the poster boy for AI, unquote. And Al is actually getting a lot of publicity for this. A lot of positive publicity. A lot of people are very happy he did this. We have some new stuff in the store at thefump.com. First of all, Dinosaur Orchestra by Lemon Demon on CD is back in stock. This is the 2 CD special edition. Did I bring them back down? Nope, they're still upstairs. The other one is Napoleon the 14th, so They're Coming to Take Me Away, haha, released by Needle Juice Records. So you can order both of those in the store now at thefump.com. Carla Ulbrich has teased that she will be releasing a new album this fall, and she says it uses 0 artificial intelligence and minimal use of actual intelligence. So I'm looking forward to that. The FuMP Newsletter went out the other day, and man, it was a slow month. We basically just had a couple of featured videos and a bunch of briefs, so sometimes it happens. Slow month. You can view it online at tiny.cc/FuMP0626. tiny.cc/FuMP0626 for June of 2026. And that's all I got. You got anything before tour dates?
Nope.
All right, tour dates. On Sundays in Nashville, Tennessee, Steve Goody hosting at the Bluebird. Sundays online, 2 Sleeps. The last Sunday of each month on Facebook, Lauren Mayer. Mondays online, Steve Goody and Brad Tassel at virtualcomedyshow.com. And this coming Monday, July 6th, will be Drew Jacobs as their musical guest. On Wednesdays in San Francisco, California, Ben Vicini. Coming up on the 5th on YouTube, Escape from the Secret Lab featuring the Consortium of Genius. On the 7th in Brooklyn, New York, Bussy. The 10th through the 12th in Indianapolis, Indiana, Mikey Mason. And on the 11th in Bend, Oregon, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. All right, second song of the week, new one by Goodbye Charlemagne, which you actually got a bit of a teaser for because I used it in the promo. Here is Just the Uncle by Goodbye Charlemagne.
Uncle Kevin is cool. I held you as a baby when you had just been born. You grabbed my finger with your little hand, wrapped in a blanket to keep you warm. And the way you smiled, it changed my life in ways I never thought it could be. Then you threw up on yourself and you started crying, and that's my cue to leave. 'Cause I'm just the uncle, and my role is pretty clear. Dirty diapers and I'm out of here. Excuse me while I grab another beer. Yeah, I'm just the uncle, so I'll see you at Christmas time. Maybe babysit you once or twice. If your mom and dad are in a real bind, yeah, I'm just the uncle. Now your parents are the only ones who can love you like they do. They're the ones who raise the adult that you'll someday turn into. Sometimes I think not having kids of my own, there's a big part of life I've missed. But I spent one day running around with you, so I think I get the gist. 'Cause I'm just the uncle, and whether you like it or not, I'm the most fun relative you've got. Because your parents are basically the cops. Yeah, I'm just the uncle, and I'm always showing up with gifts in hand. Birthday cards with $50 in them. I got disposable income to spend. Yeah, I'm just the uncle. Uncles have the most important role in a child's growth. That's not hyperbole. He's the only one who talks to you like you're part of the crew. Yeah, you're just one of the dudes. He'll show you Labyrinth and all of the coolest bands, and he'll play you his collection of Grateful Dead bootlegs. I'm just the uncle, and I'll let you ride shotgun in my car. But we can't drive all that far. Crossing state lines is a kidnapping charge. Yeah, I'm just the uncle, and you know that I got nothing left to lose. So if some other kid starts bullying you, I'll fight them in the parking lot in front of the school. Yeah, I'm just the uncle. 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 I'm just the uncle.
I am here with Kevin Froelic's Goodbye Charlemagne. How you doing, Kev?
I'm good. Thanks for having me again.
Sure. So tell us about Just the Uncle.
Yeah, this is my newest song, Just the Uncle. It's about being a childless uncle who's just fun for the nieces and nephew. Wrote it.
So is this based
earlier
on true life experience?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's also the title literally comes from like a time I was hanging out with one of my nieces, and somebody had said something, and I had literally just said like, "Hey man, I'm just the uncle." Like she was like acting up or just being weird, and people were staring. I was like, "Hey man, I'm just the uncle. Like I can this stuff flies when it's uncle duty." So
Yes. Yeah. That's great. And I've heard similar things. Like one time at FuMP Fest, Tom Smith was talking about kids, and he said, I don't have any kids, but I love kids. I just don't want any kids of myself. I love babies. I pick up the baby, I snuggle the baby, I tickle the baby, I give back the baby. And that was and it just struck me as so funny. As a father who can't get away from my 3 kids, it's funny that you can just give back the child.
Right. I think of it very similar to like having a boat. Like I love my family members and friends who have a boat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to have my own boat. I love having a boat on a weekend or on a holiday. A boat's really a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then otherwise it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good comparison, actually. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of money.
Yeah. But when I get to hang out with the boat, it's a great time.
Yeah. It's a lot of being wet from various reasons.
Yeah, for sure.
So this song just struck me as really funny when it came through. I was very happy that it made it. Yeah, so do you have any like really particularly nasty uncle stories? Getting peed on or something like that.
Oh, I maybe it's because I've got mostly nieces, and I feel like it's the boys that are more notorious for, just peeing on you. So haven't had anything like that. Definitely, especially when they were, like newborns, you always had to have the spit rag nearby, and like that was the thing I had to learn the hard way. And then like my sister would be like, "Oh yeah, they do that," and I'd be like, "Yeah, I probably should have known. Could have used a warning maybe." But yeah, nothing terribly nasty like that. But I think probably my proudest uncle moment was my mom was visiting my sister and my 2 nieces, and at one point like my mom was like, "Let's throw on some music," and she was like, "We're gonna put on the Beatles," and my niece, who was like 3 at the time, was like, "Who?" And she's like, "The Beatles, it's a band." And my niece then looked at my mom, her grandmother, and was just like, "Oh yeah, I read about them in that book Uncle Kevin gave me." And I was like, "Let's go." That's a proud uncle moment that I got her this book that's just like, and it's mostly pictures. I got it for her for when she's like 2 years old, and just like looking at mostly pictures, but it's literally like it's got like all like classical music and like different instruments, and then it goes into like pop music, and it's got the Beatles, it's got the Stones, it's got like all these things in there, and she literally only knows it from like looking at pictures for the last year and a half, and for her to be like, "Oh yeah, that's in that book Uncle Kevin gave me," I'm like, that's what we're here for, is to introduce you to rock and roll and cool stuff like that. So,
yeah, that's a great experience.
Yeah.
So what was it like transposing being an uncle into a song?
I think it's a it goes back and forth. I played a really fun show in Astoria a week or so ago, and this was one that I was talking to other musicians. They were like, they like were like, "I really love this song because it is funny, but it's also a lot of laughs, a lot of heart." One of those, and it's just like, yeah, there's some reflective pieces on there about like, I think obviously not the exact same as being a mother or father holding a kid for the first time, but like first time holding like a niece or nephew, and it's like, oh, this is like it's a crazy kind of experience. And then like you were saying, like, and then you get to give them back. So there's like that back and forth of like, oh, this is such a beautiful moment. Okay, see ya at Christmas, and kind of translate both of those things of like having so much fun playing with nieces and nephews, and then also really enjoying the quiet that comes like after Christmas or things like that. And really loving both of those things. So it's it's honest reflection of the moment of like meeting, like my brother just had a little boy a few months ago, so like getting to see him as like a 1 week old, it was like, oh, this is a great a great experience. They're also, when they're like super young, it's really just like, holding a baked potato, and it's
basically, yeah, they don't do a whole lot when they're young.
Great job making this baked potato.
Yeah.
Only when the baked potato is like awake for more than 5 minutes. Or,
it's not fully baked yet. Can we put it back?
Yeah. But translating things like that, or sneaking on. When my first niece was born, and I made a onesie. Because I was totally ready for uncle mode, and I made like a onesie with the Grateful Dead teddy bear on it that said me and my uncle on it.
Nice.
And like my sister was like, we're not putting any of this stuff on her. But then what she didn't realize, because it was her first kid, was like, oh, they get bigger and then none of the clothes fit.
Yeah.
So like now both of my nieces, like, it's already gone into hand-me-down mode, and so it's like, all right, I guess we got to wear the Grateful Dead onesie. And so like
they get big quick at that age too. We were.
Oh yeah.
A friend of mine just had a baby, and I was basically comparing the baby to. You remember those toys where like it's like this big, and then you soak them in water, and then they get this big?
Yeah. They turn into like a dinosaur.
That's kind of what a baby is like. They're this big, and you soak them in breast milk, and then they're this big, and they just keep going.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. So, things like that. Things like just trying to, and also the way parents will talk to the kids versus like when me and my wife are just in aunt and uncle mode, and just like I also just think it's really funny to talk to like really little kids like they're just like one of your buds. And it's like you don't have to necessarily be the strict authority figure. Sometimes you have to, if they're like running into danger, you have to teach them the stove is hot and things like that. But otherwise it's real. I think it's real fun to like talk to my now 4.5-year-old nieces about like school, and just like talk to them like I'm talking about a day at work. I'm just like, oh yeah, dude, fractions are like crazy. It's nuts. And just like talking to them like they're full adults is a lot of fun. So
wait till you get into differential calculus, then
Yeah. Talk to me when you have calculus and taxes, and
kids are fun.
Yeah.
So what else is going on with you?
Not a whole lot. I'm normally based out of New York. I'm actually up in the great state of Maine for 4th of July week. So
oh, cool.
Yeah. So up here, it's a little cooler, but not much. It's already like 90 something degrees up here as well. But spending time on a lake and just kind of enjoying that. It's technically legally and in all literal ways, my birthday is also 4th of July. So getting ready to celebrate that. Yeah. So
you look great for 250.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. Yeah, it's like people who are born on February 29th. I only celebrate. I celebrate whatever birthday the country is, and so it's my Freedom 250 is going to be here. Everybody's bailed on it except for one guy from Milli Vanilli. So, but it should be a good time. And then other than that, working on some new songs. So Just the Uncle's kind of like the first like song that I finished from this new batch of songs that at some point when I finish it and release it as a new Goodbye Charlemagne album, hopefully this year, I guess, just with my day job, not to break the illusion, but I do have a day job outside of doing music. I know
most of us do these days.
So it's been busy there. So but I was working on what'll be the like 11th album of original music I've put out in 5 or 6 years. So excited about that. I think just like the songs I've been writing I've been in this mode of trying to not necessarily repeat chord structures or things like that, like trying to like come up with things that don't sound like other songs, and not that I'm like reinventing the wheel, but have come up with songs that I feel like are unique, original to like other stuff I've done. So I'm excited about them. I've been trying to challenge myself there and come up with maybe some, like Just the Uncle has more of a personal tinge to it than more jokey songs. So have been excited to kind of work on some of these things that have kind of challenged myself. So at some point I'll have a new batch of songs out there.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. Do you have anything you'd like to plug?
No, just check out Goodbye Charlemagne wherever you listen to music. If you're somebody that collects CDs or T-shirts, I've got merch on my Bandcamp page, and if you just want to stream it, it's on all the streaming things. So check that out.
All right. Thank you so much, and we will catch you next time.
Awesome. Thank you.
Making the internet absolutely ridiculous. Dementia Radio.
www.dementiaradio.org. Port 8027.
Please hang up and try again.
This is the part where there's feedback.
Feedback.
Feedback, you know that segment of the show we do about now?
Feedback. Feedback.
Feedback.
Feedback, and it's still not cutting to me. Zoom is just being a real pain these days. All right, I'll have to try that other software during the week.
If they had a friend like Wacky.
Just need to make a correction. July 10th will be the last Wacky 5, and I will be taking the rest of the month off. August and September will feature bi-weekly shows, in which a total will be 5. In total will be 5 shows. Sorry, I read that backwards. And October 2nd, as planned, will be my last show, which will be a 3-hour finale. To see what I have in store the remainder of the show's run, you can go to Wacky Ben's Laugh Attack page or group page on Facebook. Thank you, Ben. And
For who could ever learn to love a beast?
Father Beast wrote, Devo just listened to The Insider and heard your live recording of Dad Bod. Holy crap, that sounds unbelievable. I have never heard the original and didn't know what to expect. I look forward to hearing the studio recording so I can understand the words. Yeah, there's a lot of words in that song, and they go by very fast. So there will be a studio recording of that. There will be a music video at some point, and the music video will have lyrics on them, so you can follow along. And Father Beast also wrote, Luke, I know you said you don't want to make a song about your experience at your work, but I want to ask you to reconsider for 2 reasons. 1, when Disney bought Star Wars, you said you didn't want to do a song about it, and when you finally did, it was When You Wish Upon a Death Star, which is one of your greats. I mean, it is definitely in my personal top 10 of your songs. 2, burying your feelings and trying not to think about it causes those feelings to poke out and affect you in ways that might not be good. Reference your outsized reaction to mascara being unreasonable to you. A reasonable reaction would have been to paraphrase the immortal Marty McFly, she's an asshole, I don't care what mascara thinks, and I don't care what anyone else thinks, particularly Father Beast. Besides, you can imagine a song about Luke dealing with a low-intelligence bully who has been inexplicably been placed in authority over him, giving hope to all sorts of people dealing with a low-intelligence bully who has been inexplicably placed in authority over them in the White House. Are you allergic to metaphor or something? Thank you, Father Beast. I think Luke has made his opinion clear on this one.
How many people in the world are fans of Disney and Star Wars? Compare that to how many people are fans of the United States Post Office. I think I had a lot more incentive to make a medley of Disney parodies about Star Wars than I do to talk about the job that I hate.
Yep.
Plus, there's already been an entire band dedicated to being members of the Postal Service community. With so many members that it outnumbers the number that the band says that there are.
I am technically band member number 6.
So there we go.
All right. Jeffrey Evans wrote, the easiest way I found to define what USPS means by gainfully employed is, if you can lean, you can clean. Yes, I've heard that phrase before. And A-Log!
Oh my god, it's you, not again!
A-Log wrote, I'm not sure if this counts, but the fact that you guys mentioned how Eminem hasn't gotten a candy-flavored song parody reminds me of an article from an issue of Mad Magazine where Eminem is interviewed by Alan Greenspan. Long story. The former Secretary of the Treasury, who also passed at the age of 100, gets high thanks to M smoking weed and hallucinates Eminem as a yellow M&M. So that might count for now. Oh, and I also love the bit from Rolling Stone about Eminem being chocolate on the inside. If it wasn't for that Ken Kniff bit, I would have seen parodies of that old slogan, melts in your mouth, not in your hands. Thank you, A-Log. All right, that's it for feedback.
Teasing. He's a teasing kind of guy. Now you have a job.
Yeah. Tomorrow's song is by Truck Volleyball. No, I'm kidding. Tomorrow's song is by Robert Lund and Spaff. And Tuesday's song is by a new artist. And this week's Spotify playlist topic is America, because I have to for the 250th birthday and whatnot.
Yes.
All right.
America!
Hang on, I got to remove my pin so it cuts back to you. There we go.
Indeed, America, the greatest country on the continental United States.
All right, let's get out of here. Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. I'm Devo Spice.
I'm Luke Ski, and I'm still kind of sick, but whatever.
Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. You can listen live every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific at DementiaRadio.org and join us in the chat. Or subscribe to the podcast feed. Look us up on iTunes and be sure to leave us a review. Feedback for the show can be sent to info@thefump.com. The Funny Music Podcast is a production of Fidem Interactive, LLC, released under a Creative Commons share-alike license. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, shout it to random people on the street, and be sure to visit thefump.com for the latest funny songs. Tune in next week where you'll hear Luke Ski say...
Back.